Hello everyone, welcome. Today I'm going to be officially reviewing Coraline's 15th anniversary 3D remastered movie. I saw it yesterday in the movie theaters, and let me just tell you how excited I was to see Coraline in the theaters again, and I was super excited to see it in 3D, to see how they did this stop motion movie in 3D and which aspects they made 3D and everything. I was really excited because I felt like it was going to be really scary and creepy in 3D, even more creepy and scary than it is. So I was really excited. I brought Justin, my fiance, with me. He loves Coraline as well, and we have seen it multiple times together. So he made sure to get the tickets for me and everything because it seemed pretty crowded in the theater, and I know that they are only having it out for a limited time. I think maybe only 2 weekends or so, at least at my theater. It wasn't out super long, and they had merch items for sale as well. So I actually was able to get the Coraline cup, which I was super excited to get. I literally wanted to get that so bad, and it was only $8 and came with a drink. So it was also a good deal. So I was able to get the cup, but they were unfortunately out of the popcorn bucket, which I was pretty sad about because I think it was $15, and that came with a whole thing of popcorn, and it came with the reusable popcorn tub as well, but unfortunately they were all out of those. I asked a couple of workers about it, and all they had left was the cup, so I was able to get the $8 cup with an icy in it, which was super nice. So I will put pictures of those up on the screen so that you can see what I'm talking about, but I was happy that I was at least able to get the cup because it's really cool, and it has Bobinski on it, and his little mice and Coraline and Wybie on it, and it's kind of holographic, so it moves around, and it's just super cool. So I was super happy that I was able to get that, and I didn't know what to expect going into the movie. Like I said, I wasn't sure if they were going to add any scenes or change it up at all. So I have to just say that the movie was amazing, of course. Wouldn't expect any different from Coraline, but I thought that the 3D effects were really good, and I think that they used them really well. Typically, I don't like 3D movies, or I haven't found 3D movies to really enhance the experience. Just from what I remember, I haven't seen a 3D movie in theaters in a very long time. I feel like the last time I saw one was probably when I was a kid back in the day. I think I might have seen like Sharkboy and Lava Girl in 3D. I know I've seen a couple others, but I know I saw that one in 3D, and like I said, I feel like it, in my opinion, it hasn't really enhanced the experience. I feel like the glasses are kind of annoying sometimes, and the 3D hasn't been done very well typically. So like I said, I didn't know what to expect, and I was just hoping that it wouldn't ruin the movie or hinder it, but I honestly thought it was amazing. I thought that they did it very well, and I thought that it really did enhance the experience. So from the first opening scene where she is making the doll, where the other mother is making the doll, cutting her mouth open and transforming her from the grandma's aunt, the ghost girl, she was transforming her into Coraline in that opening scene. A lot of that was 3D, and it was really good, and it made me really excited for the rest of the movie because I thought that scene, they did a lot of 3D elements to it. Specifically, she was taking off the button eyes and putting the new button eye in, and the little needle would jump out at you, and I just thought that it was done really well. And when she was taking off the hair and everything, it was just really enhanced by the 3D, and like I said, I was very excited during this opening scene. It really got me hyped because I feel like they did that opening scene very well, and it was very 3-dimensional. And then with the opening scene with Coraline moving in, there wasn't as much 3D in that opening scene. I feel like it would be hard to do 3D because there wasn't really any aspects that would have 3D in those moments. I didn't think that there was much from what I remember. I think that there was a couple of moments with when Wybie first appeared on his little trike, and you know, he has his mask and everything on. That was a little bit 3D. And then I know that some of the rock formations and stuff when she's walking to the well were a little bit 3D as well. But I would say that most of the 3D was in the other world, which I thought was actually a really smart move, because I think that that also showed the difference of the drab and dreary and gray real world versus, you know, the eccentric and very colorful, bright other world. I think that the 3D just really enhanced the other world in a way that was even more extravagant than the drabness of the real world. So I would say that most of the 3D elements were definitely in the other world. One part or aspect of the movie that did 3D really well, I think, was the train scene in the other world when they're sitting down to eat dinner and the gravy train goes under the tunnel. That was really done well in 3D. I think that the other father's song on the piano when he's spinning around and doing his song, I thought that that was really done well in a 3D as well. So those were some of the bigger parts that I remember that that really stuck out to me that were in 3D and really enhanced the experience. Also with, you know, Bobinski's circus show and the circus mice in the other world, that was done very well. That really enhanced the experience for me because I already thought that the dancing circus mice scene of the film was really iconic, and I just cannot imagine how long it must have taken them to do that in stop motion. And just with the 3D aspect as well, it really was mesmerizing. And even Bobinski and him kissing the screen and then it transitioning into Coraline in bed, that was done really well in 3D as well, because it literally looked like he was about to kiss you and I was like, oop, it backed up a little bit. So I thought that that was done very well. And the show from Miss Forcible and Miss Spink, where they're doing their aerobatics and they go and grab Coraline and sweep her from the audience, that also was very enhanced in 3D because it really felt like you were with Coraline, you know, flying through the air almost. So I thought that that was a really great part as well. And then also towards the end, where the Beldam, you know, turns into her spider form, was very scary in 3D. There's a part where she literally popped out at the screen and I literally jumped a little bit and I was pretty scared. And then also when they create the web and Coraline falls in the web and then the Beldam falls in after her, was just amazing in 3D. And of course I thought that it was amazing in the original film as well, but in 3D it was just so much creepier and just scarier, and I was just so tense, and I thought that the 3D really enhanced that as well. So there was definitely some moments that really stuck out to me with the 3D. Like I said, those specific moments that I talked about, when she threw the cat at the Beldam as well, and then also when Coraline ran into the door to escape the Beldam and she, you know, was kicking her in the face and pulling the door closed, and the ghost kids go and help her as well. I thought that that was a great part as well, and again, just really enhanced the experience. As you can see, the theme of this is that it really enhanced a lot of the scenes that could really benefit from 3D, and I think that they did not overdo it, which was a good thing. Like I said, I think that the normal regular world didn't have as many 3D enhancements, but I think that that was really actually beneficial because there wasn't many parts in the regular world that needed the 3D or really warranted to have the 3D. So I think that that was actually a very good stylistic choice because they really picked which scenes that they wanted to use the 3D elements on more, and I think that they chose which scenes they did very well. So I think that, like I said, overall it just really enhanced the experience. I think that they chose the right parts to use the 3D. And another scene that was very beautiful as well was when Coraline puts the other ghost's eyes and she has the little dream sequence with the ghost. That was very beautiful, where it has like the almost Picasso painting in the background and they come back as gold angel figures. That was very beautiful in 3D, and I just feel like the whole movie honestly was enhanced. I know that they did remaster it, but everything just seemed much more colorful and just beautiful and very well done. So I think that the whole movie was just amazing, and I think that was enhanced, and I really commended them. And I think that, again, it just made me love this movie even more. I didn't even know if that was possible, but I think that it was done very well and tastefully and did not ruin the movie at all. And like I said, they did not just throw in 3D elements places where it didn't really need to be, because I know that that definitely can be a thing. I would not say that the whole movie was necessarily in 3D, if that makes sense. You know, there was some more just regular moments, especially in the real world, where, you know, there wasn't 3D and it was just kind of the regular movie. And I think that, like I said, that was smart on their half because they didn't take away from the story and the characters or anything. I think that it just really enhanced everything. And, you know, I talked to Justin afterwards and he agreed. He thought it was amazing. He thought that, again, it just made him love the movie more and that it really added to the whole experience. I also really loved the trivia at the beginning during the previews. They had like a little trivia session with Coraline, and me and Justin were going back and forth, you know, asking each other what we thought the answer was. And I literally only missed one, which I am still upset about. I got every single one right, and I got them very quickly right off the bat, but for some reason I missed the cotton candy question. It was asking what color the cotton candy are, and for some reason I thought that it was blue. I don't know why. Clearly it's pink. Cotton candy is pink. That was such an easy question. I feel like I just got caught up in that question for some reason. I thought that it was harder than it was, so I thought that they were blue, but of course the cotton candy is pink. It's the iconic pink. I think maybe I just got confused with Bobinski's skin color being blue, and I just attributed that scene to being blue, or maybe the little blue craft that flies into Bobinski's door is also a blue color. So I don't know what happened with that, but I got that one wrong. But I just love that they had the trivia at the beginning because I am a trivia girly, and you know I'm serious about my Coraline, and I got every single one right, even some of the harder ones. There was like a question about what does Bobinski say about the circus mice and how does he think that they play in the circus, and that was one of the questions, like what does he say about the circus mice, and I knew that it was the Toodle Two, and I got that one right, and Justin was like, what? That was a hard one. So there were some that were definitely harder than others, and for some reason I got one of the easiest ones wrong, but that's here nor there. I just love that they had that during the preview section because it was actually a fun interactive thing that we could do instead of just, you know, watching 20 minutes of previews, because they did not have that many previews. They also showed another snippet of Wildwood, which I was super excited about. It wasn't a full trailer or anything. It was a snippet of the movie, but it gave us a little bit more than what is just on YouTube or what I've seen before. So that was really exciting because I'm so excited for that movie. And then at the end, they also had a Q&A session with some newer Leica animators and some of the original Leica animators that worked on Coraline, which I thought was a really just fun aspect where you could hear from the animators more about the making of Coraline and how it's, you know, different now, and what they had to do in the crazy process they had to go through to remaster for this movie, and just having to get every little thing about Coraline and the characters right. They really went into depth about, you know, having to look back in the archives and what they had to do to make sure that they got Coraline right, because they did not want to mess her up at all, because then that would throw off the whole movie, and just loved hearing from them and the actual creators of this amazing movie. So I thought that that was a great touch at the end, and it was pretty long. I would say it's probably 10 or 15 minutes or so of the, you know, original creators of Coraline with the also, you know, new animators that worked on this new remastering. So I loved that as well, because we got a behind the scenes look of the making of this great movie. So that was great as well. And then they also showed a very in-depth 3D scene of the circus mice when they are first coming out of the little door in the wall, when they're first coming out and they are in paper form, and then we see them turn into the actual little mice. I loved that scene. They had that at the end as well, and they showed that in depth of how they kind of created that, but they just did that very well in 3D too, and that's another scene that I really did like in the movie as well. So that is it for my review of Coraline's 15th anniversary remastered movie in 3D. Like I said, I loved it. I thought it was amazing. I thought that they made very good stylistic choices that did not take away from the movie and actually just enhanced it overall. And I think that they chose which scenes they made in 3D very, very well, and didn't just completely throw 3D in places that it didn't need to be. So I really enjoyed it. I loved it. I hope you guys are able to see it in theaters, because like I said, it's a very short time, and I just love that Coraline is having her moment in the theaters as well. And I know that it was pretty popular, and I did see other people going and watching it. And like I said, even it seems like a lot of the merch that the movie theater was selling sold out as well. So I feel like it did really well, which I just love for Leica, because I feel like they do not get appreciation. And I feel like some of the movies, aka Missing Link, did not do too great at the box office. So I'm just happy that, you know, they were able to make some money from this while also giving the fans a new experience. So that is it for me. Thank you so much for watching again. I appreciate you being here, and if you want to see more from me, please subscribe down below. And if you like this video, please remember to like, and I will see you on my next video. Bye bye.